Guys, Monday. Hello. Just had our spin planning, going on what we're doing this week. What are you doing, Rob?
Yeah, so for me, actually be doing some Athena work, which would be quite nice. There's a little bit of Wooloop stuff that I'm going to do. We're going to hopefully do a little small build, but I think the bulk of the week will be Athena, which should be really fun.
Yeah, for the sim for me, similar to Rob, I'm going to be doing a little bit of tweaks here and there to the Japan DLC. I'm going to finish that one up. It's really close now, and then after that, similar to Rob again, I'm going to be doing some Athena work. I'm going to be doing some more assets for the game.
Yeah, that's good. And for me, just a bit of a task I've been getting left behind, like the localizing of the achievements for Wooloop. That's quite a long task, so we're getting that done this week. As well as that, localizing the Collection 3 for the Switch build for Coin Pixels as well. Get that done. And yeah, once Jack's done with Japan DLC, getting that tested and everything as well, just tying stuff up and getting stuff ready for next month.
Yeah, good stuff. And hopefully we'll be making a start on actually finishing decorating the office as well. So we'll decorate this room, but then we've got the little office room and the little hallway thing. They need decorating and painting and stuff, so hopefully we'll get started on that as well.
Okay, so this is the room we need to be decorating. You see, it's still got the old paint and stuff from the previous tenants, and yeah, it just needs really tidying up. I think I filled a couple of the holes, but there's still some stuff on the walls that needs fixing up. But yeah, we bought this table as well. We went to a local charity shop and got it for pretty cheap, which is really good. It's got a drop leaf thing. I don't know why we need that, but we just need something basically. So when we come in here for meetings, we need something for us to write on and put our drinks on and stuff. So that's great, that does the job. But yeah, hopefully we're going to be decorating all of this. Now I've also got the bathroom and that little hallway room to decorate as well. So lots to do.
Okay, so it's been quite a busy day for me today. The Japan DLC is almost finished. I'm just wrapping up the last few images now. So over the weekend, I did a few sketches on some images that I was a little bit stuck on. I wanted to do a Kitsune image for the Japan DLC and I couldn't really visualize it very well. So over the weekend, I did a little sketch, very basic sketch, just to try get some forms together because I really couldn't picture in my head how it would look. The 9 tails was confusing me a little bit. So I did a little sketch and I put that in this morning to work from, and I eventually ended up with this image here and I'm quite proud of it. The colours are very nice, but it did take a little while to nail down, especially the pattern work on the Kitsune itself. But for the bulk of my day, I've been working on the largest image in the DLC, which is the Torii Gate image, the Hakone Shrine in the rainforest, and you can see this is how it looked at the start of the day. This is it now. It's definitely getting there, we're almost there. I had a few cool ideas over the weekend. So essentially these gates act as like a gateway to the afterlife, and I kind of want to play on that fact. So what I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to have this gap here filled in with some sort of like celestial area, and it's going to be essentially pouring out into the rainforest like this. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. Opacity doesn't really go well in pixel art, so I'm going to try to think of a way to make it look a bit more organic. But again, I don't want the colours to be too solid.
Okay, so it's been a pretty productive day for me. I've mainly been working on Wooloop. I did do some stuff for Coin Pixels on Switch, so I imported these assets that Lee's made for Collection 3, so now it says 3 in the top. Still needs a localization doing for that, but I think that's a job for later in the week. But yeah, on Wooloop, there were a few bugs that we needed fixing from last week's Transport DLC. There were a couple of pins that needed adjusting and removing, so I've done that. Also added this disable zoom snapping setting. Basically when you're in a level, when you've got that enabled, it doesn't snap in and out, so it's just like normal control, like zooming.
Hey everyone, just a quick small update. I just got in this morning and I've been working just for about an hour, and I thought I would give you a quick rundown what the plan is for this image here. This is the bullet train, and it's the last image in the Japan DLC. I needed this one and just finish off another image real quick. But Rob had a really cool idea for this image that I really want to incorporate in somehow. So obviously the bullet train is a very fast train. It's probably one of the fastest in the world. It can travel very quickly. I think it's about 300 miles per hour, I think Flea was saying. So I really wanted to incorporate the speed into this image somehow. And Rob was saying that it would be a cool idea if there was some sort of speed lines, or if the image essentially blurred into like transparency. Which is a great idea, but I also wanted to make a faint background in the image. I didn't just want it to be a train, I thought it would be a bit boring. So the plan is I need to fill in a bit more detail on the image here, but the plan is after that, I'm going to have the image essentially cut off like this. It's going to be a lot better than this, but essentially it's going to fade off into a background like this, so it looks as if the whole image is moving really fast rather than just the train. I think that's going to look really cool. I'm going to incorporate some speed lines somewhere. That's really messy, obviously, but yeah, I'm going to incorporate some speed lines here just to try show off the speed of the train, as I think now it looks a bit static.
So I'm going to be working on Athena for a couple of days this week, mainly working on the floor. So the floor needs to do a few things, like for one, actually function as a floor. Right now, there's no gravity or anything in the game. Yeah, another thing it needs to do is when you pick up an item, it basically needs to, or when you put an item back down, it needs to actually find a spot for the item which isn't occupied. So right now all of these items are sort of like manually spaced apart, but you can just put them all in the same spot really. Yeah, there you go, and they're just floating with each other, which isn't very good. So you need to do that, and also we want to make it do this thing that Viva Pinata does. This is a random video where you basically terraform the Earth as well. So you start off very similar sort of style, where the Earth is very cracked and broken. It would depend on which region you're in, obviously, but yeah, then you sort of terraform it and then you grow grass. So yeah, it's going to be a bit complicated, but I'm going to try and make that on that.
So yeah, we're doing a bit of the Collection 3 localization. What I've done here, I've got the table of all the adding the book names up at the top there, because these are all the books that are going to be included in Collection 3 on the Switch. And I'm going through all the books and putting in the levels as well. So we're creating these sort of key on the left here, and these will correspond. I'll switch back to Fairy Tales, for example. These will correspond with the level names over here, and then it'll just read from the table depending on what language you've picked. So I was just doing English at the moment. Once all the English is set up and all the links across to the level names on the left, I'll then go through and start actually localizing all the different languages for all the level names and books as well.
Yeah, so I've made pretty good progress today, although to be honest, there's still just loads to do. It's a huge amount of work, this. I managed to get a sort of like a plane generating, dynamically generating, so like when that mesh is essentially generated at runtime. And I've got a lot of data types implemented. I've got shadow. Oh, Luna, it's okay. We're going on 6. I've got a lot of data types implemented and a lot of the structure basically built. And yeah, looks alright. We've got shadows working, so that's nice. Yeah, just a quick update. We managed to get the little build ready for Woloop. Just fixing a couple of issues that were in the last build, little bugs that people have been reporting, and a couple new features as well, new setting, and Hungarian localization, which one member of the community has been helping us out with, which has been really good. So yeah, glad that's sorted, and I guess I'll be moving on to Athena. Okay, so I've been working more on this floor stuff. It's come together quite a bit, as you can, well, I guess use your imagination a bit, alright? But yeah, this is kind of what I've been looking for. So we're generating this mesh on top of the world, essentially. And yeah, it's just coming together. So you can see it's taken on this strange shape. So the shape that we're actually using is defined by this horrible editor I've made. It really lags the game. Oh, it's trying. But as you can see, we're basically just defining a grid of different types of areas. The black is sort of like your null space, your empty space. The grey is going to be like the starting terrain. And then in the middle here, we've got some other terrains that I'm sort of in the progress of adding. And we'll just click off that so we actually get FPS back. And yeah, it's coming on quite nicely. I think it's super inefficient at the moment. As you can see, there's a lot of wasted polygons being generated, but it means that we can do some cool things like this. So this little section here is supposed to represent what water would be in the game. So there's just a little dip in the terrain, and then this little bit here is a little bit raised. Maybe that's like rock or something like that. And yeah, it's coming together quite nicely. So the we've actually got some textures on it at the moment. Right now it's just colour. I think that's going to be the next step, is going to be to sort of import some other textures.
So yeah, I spent all day just filling in this localization table. As you can tell, Unity is getting a bit slower the more this is getting filled in. But yeah, most languages are done. There's just the 4 Asian languages left: Japanese, Chinese, both versions, and Korean. But it is a bit mind-numbing, to put it lightly, to doing this back and forth. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a quick break from making or updating the localization table and get the YouTube video uploaded as well, because that hasn't been done yet. I need to get it uploaded by tomorrow, because it's Thursday tomorrow, I believe. Yep, and that means the patrons get early access to the video. So yeah, I'm going to quickly get this uploaded, get the thumbnail made, and then once that's done, I'll be going back to finishing up the localization, because we're very close to getting that done now.
Yeah, so I've gone ahead and cleaned out this room a bit. So I took all the stuff out, moved everything. The rest of the office looks absolutely dreadful. Well, more dreadful than it did before. We've got way too many chairs, I don't know why. But yeah, laid everything down, give it a quick hoover as well to make sure everything's clean. And yeah, we're good to go with the painting.
Okay, so I'm back on Athena today, and I've just got done modelling, texturing the Athena boat. It's completely done now. There may be a few more things I want to add in the future, but it is done. As you can see, I've added a bit of grime here on the hull and to the deck, and added bolts here and there, and fixed a bit of the scaling issues when it comes to the overall boat. The stairs didn't really match the door, and it didn't really match the shop at the bottom either. But that's all done now, and it's looking pretty good. It looks a lot more realistic now rather than toy-like. It's a bit more grounded. But I'm currently working on the street lamp for the world, and it is getting there. And not too far through right now. I've pretty much just built the podium, and this is going to have a similar art style to the lantern on the back of the boat here. It's going to look similar to this, almost like a Skyrim looking lamp. But I'm going to put my own little bits and bobs on it and make it a bit more unique.
12 seconds later.
It's coming along really nicely. I'm on to the texturing phase now. It's not too bad, it's not taking too long. And the idea is that this metal down here, this ornate metal, is going to be the similar colour to lantern, and the rest of it's just going to be normal grey. Just to try break up the model a bit so it doesn't look too similar and all the same. But yeah, the UV mapping wasn't too bad. I thought it would be a bit more complicated, but I managed to get everything looking good. There's not much stretching. I don't think there's any stretching at all, actually. I think I fixed it up earlier. But yeah, it's looking good, and I should be on track to finish today. Not too much more to go now. I just need to do the metal, and then we're good to go.
So yeah, it's taken much longer than I expected, but as you can see here, all the translations are done for the collection 3 of Colouring Pixels. The reason it took so long is, as you can see here, if I type in here, hopefully you can hear, but the that's real-time delay, so yeah, the more full this table gets, the more unresponsive it becomes. So if it gets really difficult to do, the more that we do, but it's done now, it's the important thing, and yeah, it's been pushed to the source tree so Rob can build it onto the Switch, and once that's done, just because of testing it. But yeah, that should be good to go, other than just QA testing the whole thing.
It's Friday, and it's been quite a busy morning this morning. I've just got done doing the lamppost, and it looks great. It definitely came out a lot nicer than I expected. Definitely try to stick with a medieval/fantasy theme. Not so much medieval, but I really like the bolts here, so I kind of left those in. We're not aiming for a medieval style, but I just thought this makes the lamppost look a little different from the rest of the assets that I've made so far. I don't want everything to look too similar, so I thought I would try to differentiate this from such as the fences. But this morning I've been working on the bird bath, and it's coming along really nicely. I've just got finished wrapping up the model, and I've begun UV mapping. It looks good so far. I haven't checked the UV grid on it just yet, but hopefully that'll look okay, and if everything checks out, I can begin texturing right away. So I got this done pretty quick, and providing everything from here goes okay, I should be done just before lunch.
Yes, I've been continuing to work on the floor stuff that was started at the start of the week, and yeah, it's looking quite good. So we managed to get the textures actually in the game now. So you can see there's like cracked texture, dirt texture, water, and stone, I think. Yes, that's looking all quite good, and I managed to add some sort of like fake blending, cartoony thing to sort of make sure that the lines weren't just like perfect rectangles and stuff like that. And that's all looking quite good. I think the grass looks probably the best out of all of these. This water texture probably won't be like this in the main game. We'll probably just have an actual thing you can actually walk in, make it translucent or something like that. But yeah, it's just to give an idea at the moment. And yeah, when you actually switch over to the player, I've just rigged it up as a bit of a test really, but you can, and the FPS is really quite bad. But yeah, you can, as Lee said, play Splatoon. The idea is that you pick up an item that would be like a box of seeds, grass seeds, something like that, and then you go around basically just like covering the area with grass seeds, and then this grass will grow, and yeah, it should look really good. And yeah, just basically the fundamentals I've got working, which is quite promising.
Guys, it's the weekend, it's Friday. I think I jump scared a little bit.
Yeah, this is on the release of this video, the Japan DLC for Pixels will be releasing later today as well. Still in the process of QA testing it now, but it's a really good one so far. So check it out. Make sure you buy that and let us know what you think. I know Jack's put a lot of effort into making sure it's sort of sticking true to the culture. So hopefully you've done a good job of that. But yeah, check it out and that's available now.
Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks to all the people in Discord. Thank you to all the Patreons. Thanks to the people who are probably watching the stream that was today.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. If you remember to do it this time. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.